Hey, yeah. It is Dominic DeAngelo, WrestleZone.com, and it is a special Monday episode of two, but today, yep, just one Dynamite dude on a rampage. Yes, Marcus is unfortunately on assignment. Probably not a best day to pick a Monday for him, so it's kind of on me a little bit. But he's a coward. Let's get that clear, very clear. So, yes, it's just me today, and you can see I'm in a different area as usual, and there's a reason for that. I am a little under the weather, so I'm wearing a sweater. I have the heat up very much so, and my back really hurts. So I've been moving trees at my shoot job, which is Whole Foods, putting Christmas trees on cars, and it's kind of wrecked me a little bit. So I'm on the up and up, hopefully. But I wanted to be here for you guys because hey, I said I was going to be here, and dang it, I'm going to be here. This might just be a little bit of a shorter episode, and maybe you can guys help run the shit for me today. I have a few topics I would like to talk about, but it would be great to get your guys' opinions. What's up, Nesha? How are you? Steven, good to see you too. I meant to tell you about the Monday episode. I'm glad you caught it. But yes, quite I would say, a good week of AEW. Nothing too like pizzazzy or like whoa, something to write home about. But from match quality standpoint, I would say it was a very good week. You had matches like Bryan Danielson versus Alan Angels. You had Ruby Soho versus Chris Statlander, which I thought was a very underrated match. You also had CM Punk going up against Pittsburgh's very own Lee Moriarty. So that was cool too. I was very excited for that one. And I think they both very much did a good job. We can touch upon those in a little bit. And then, yeah, on Rampage, you had Sammy Guevara opening the show, defending his TNT championship against the all-athlete, or what is it? The complete athlete? Well, he went up. Sammy Guevara went up against Tony Nese, and it was dang good. Dang good. I'll start with that, and then we'll transition into the Cody moment at the end of the show. Yes, Nesha, I'm with you. Let's fire him. Yes, I wanted to initially too. I got back. Yesterday. I was like, oh man, I'm feeling under the weather. But now I feel worse today. And I was like, hey Marcus, how about we do a Monday show? And he was like, what time? And I was like, 8:30. He's like, all right, I might be a little late for it. I was like, no problem. But then he was just like, yeah, sorry man, I can't make it. So yeah, he might get the pink slip. Just kidding. But yes, Sammy Guevara versus Tony Nese. I just watched it, and I really liked it. Tony Nese, I think you got to see him obviously on 205 Live, and sometimes a little bit here and there on other programs. And I think he was on NXT for a little bit too. But yeah, I mean, WWE released him, and then he's been riding the free agent market, and AEW was quick to get on the horn with him and pick him up when he became a free agent. And he sat in the crowd, so they've been hyping his debut for quite a while. And obviously, he had debuted on AEW Dark and Elevation and things like that before, but this was his big primetime match for starters. And he delivered. I would say I saw Tony Nese, I want to say 7 years ago in Philadelphia at the ECW Arena, which is now the 2300 Arena. And it was at a Tommy Dreamer's House of Hardcore show. And I can't remember who he faced, but I remember Tony Nese being very crisp. It was really good to see. And yeah, he did it. Him and Sammy complimented one another well. The action obviously was fast paced. Sammy is just picture perfect with his move delivery and execution, and how he even sells things too, or makes moments that are intentionally like awkward. Like, for example, when he went to springboard off the ropes, he was able to show like unbalanced, and it allowed Tony Nese to knock him off the ropes and outside of the ring. I thought it was really well done. Yeah, Nesha, I love Tony Nese too. Yeah, it was a smart choice to sign him. And this was a fast-paced match. I think maybe the only exception I would take with the finish is that Tony Nese, like, boom, laid into Sammy hardcore in the corner. And I was like, dude, that is devastating. That's a devastating shot. And then Sammy Guevara gets right back up and boots him, and then hits his go to hell finisher and gets the win. I mean, it was a very smooth transition and well done. But I kind of like, I would like to see those moves get sold a lot. But I really like this match. I will say, I think Tony Nese and guys like him, I'd really think it would behoove AEW to consider like an AEW cruiserweight title that has a one pinfall count, because Marcus always champions that. And at first I was like, nah, you don't want too many titles. But yeah, he kind of convinced me. And I think it would just be a good way to showcase a lot of these talents. And people love the cruiserweight division. Tony Nese and Arya Daivari were the bar and the standard and the people to go to for 205 Live. And they didn't get an opportunity to showcase their skills as much on the mainstream product, as it were. And so I think it would not only be a double whammy by introducing a new title, the cruiserweight title that people associate with WCW, and talents from Chris Jericho to Dean Malenko to Psychosis to the list can go on and on. Eddie Guerrero, Chavo Guerrero, La Parca, and Ultimo Dragon. So you have those names to bring that into AEW and be like, hey, this is a new title you have to watch out for, and it'll be defended, and you can make the stakes high for that too. You can make it real high. So you'd only have 3 singles titles, and that's not bad with the amount of people they have on the roster currently. And a lot of people can embrace that title, and then you can even make a note that they have to apply for the cruiserweight division. Be like, hey, listen, I'm going to forego any opportunities for maybe the world title, just the world title, and be like, listen, I am gunning for the cruiserweight title. I want to make that, and I want to define it. That would also make it seem more important. And then you make a note of that. It's obviously a sports-like feel because weight classes and everything like that. I think that would be very well done. And they wouldn't do something stupid like NXT did with Joe Gacy, where he's like, oh, it's weight shaming, blah, blah, and then just bad. So, yes, Tony Nese, Sammy Guevara, very, very good match. Excited to see. Sammy's been on quite the run, and I'm excited to see what Tony Nese can produce further for the show. Let's see here. Like to see them fight again? Yes. Wait, what is this? Why you like going live with other shows on, my friend? I don't know. It's like, this is like seriously the only time Marcus can do shows because he's working basically all day. I'm working in the mornings, so he could maybe do a morning here and there. So it's just the way our schedules line up. And Sundays, unfortunately, have been days where we do it. I do want to get back to doing Saturdays more often because, I mean, that's less of show times on there. But yes, I agree with you. I think that would be great to do, obviously. So, all right, what I want to talk about next is, did I not write one for this? I don't think I wrote a banner for this one, but let's see if I can create one real quick. What I want to talk about is the main event of AEW Dynamite, where Cody got himself lit on fire. And you know what? People, I don't know how many people criticize this match, but I will say, like, I don't think it's worth too much criticism because it was different. Like Cody says, there's different flavors of ice cream, and that was different than what we saw throughout the whole evening, was it not? You don't see tables getting set on fire too often. I think literally the last one I saw was MLW when they were in Tijuana in March 2020, right before the pandemic. And it ended up being like, yeah, they set a table on fire, and I think it was Mance Warner and someone else got put through it. A luchador got put through it. And Mance had to help the luchador out in putting the fire out on himself. And you kind of saw that too with Andrade. Give me your thoughts on the match, what you think of that. And also, I will say, yes, I think, Cody likes doing this stuff. And I think it's good to see because, Cody is getting booed, I mean, that's evident. But and whatever direction he's going to go in, it's an interesting storyline because some people think it's a work. Some people think it's a shoot where he's just naive. I think it's more of the former than anything else because Cody's smart and knows the business. So he knows that this is not, this could be his long-term plan from when AEW first started, was be like, okay, people are going to want to cheer me starting off because I am the primary face of AEW at the moment that they are familiar with. And so, hey, let's put me in a match where I put my title stakes up on the line and I'll never defend it. I'll never go after it again if I lose. And there I lose. So what's a bigger heel move than going back on your word? I think we're going to be in store for that at some point. I really do. And so I don't think there's anything wrong with this ride he's carrying us on. And I like Cody Rhodes. So like, you have that fan base. Nesha's one of them where she likes Cody Rhodes, So there's that aspect to think about. Wow, my head's sweaty. See, I'm getting I have chills, and I also I get kind of warm. So I don't know. Anywho, yes, I think it's a good stuff to do. Yeah, Stephen Chambers, ECW, very good stuff. Yeah, Miro Sammy rematch. I think we should be in store for that, Stephen. Definitely for so. War Games was good. I can't speak on that. I was not watching it. Sunday's my football Sunday, but I will make exceptions when I have to record this show. And heck, I'm missing the big headline game of the week tonight with Monday Night Football. It's the Patriots and Bills. Dang it. I'll tune it. It's no big deal. But yeah, so I really don't think this is a big issue, and I think it's a very entertaining product because I will say maybe AEW ardent fans, majority of them might boo Cody, but I bet you a lot of the mainstream fans or casual fans, if you will, cheer Cody and like Cody because they know who he is. So you see him on there. But he does heelish stuff, does he not? I think he's up to something. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. I grew up watching his dad and brother. Only natural to love Cody, right? I mean, it's a Rhodes. That's family lineage right there. And nothing is cooler in wrestling than family lineage. You have the Von Erichs. You have the Funks. You have the Guerreros. And I can go very much on and on. So, yes, it's a very neat aspect to see. And now we have the Andersons too. And the Rosas. Did you see this? Mission Pro. I have an interview. So a cheap plug. I have an interview with Emily Heller of Mission Pro Wrestling, Thunder Rosa's promotion, where Thunder Rosa will be tagging with her son, Anakin Rosa, in a mixed tag team match in their first ever tag match, in Anakin's first ever match. If you can think of a mom-son tandem that have tagged together, let me know because I don't think I know one. I couldn't think of one when I was doing the interview. But yeah, so be on the lookout for that. That's releasing tomorrow. I have another big announcement that's releasing tomorrow. You will already know if you are on Twitter. But let's continue on. I try to stay busy. My plate's pretty full. So when I'm sick, I feel upset that I'm not able to get as much work done because I want to do this stuff. And when I'm under the weather, it's, I'm not on point. I'm not on my game. So it's just like you have to either make the sacrifice, Michael Jordan it up, or get some R&R and just know that you'll be back in the mix. So, but thank you, Nisha. All right, what else we got here? So speaking of, yeah, okay. So what I wanted to cover too was the opener of Dynamite was Bryan Danielson versus Alan Angels. Danielson, I love Danielson as a babyface. I do not want him to be a heel for long term. I really, really do not. But there is no denying that he's very, very good at being a heel. I mean, so is Becky Lynch, but I think that's more of an egregious mistake on WWE, and I think Becky wanted to do it too. Like, I don't think this is more as a bad. I don't think this is a bad move. I think it could go either way, honestly, with Bryan Danielson here, because they were introduced to him, fans were introduced to him, they like him, but we've seen Bryan Danielson be a heel plenty of times in WWE. Plenty of times. Even on his hottest run, he started off as a heel, right? That's what made him so likable at the end. But this match here, he was great. He was ruthless, so ruthless, would not pin Alan Angels for the longest time, and then ended up, beating him. And so then he and Hangman Page had a confrontation afterwards where they were talking about hyping their match for Winners coming, which was announced that day on December 15th. I will just be getting back from Las Vegas. So that'll be a nice treat home. How about that? But yes, that was a great opener to a match on a card that had really, really good matches, I feel, all across the board and own different styles. So that brings me to CM Punk versus Lee Moriarty. Before that, let me see if you guys have any questions. Judy and Marcus Bagwell. That is an interesting one because Judy was not a wrestler and Buff was, but this is the inverse of it. So Anakin is training to become a wrestler, while Thunder Rosa is a wrestler. Boy, that's a good one, Nesha. Man, I'm glad. Geez, you are like the oracle of this show. I like it. Thank you. Let's see here. Let's see what this is. Oh wow, first money. I'm sorry, my contacts. Oh, first mom son. Yeah, sorry, my contacts. I literally have one contact in, and it's very very blurry. I need to get a new pair right now. I literally put in the contact for you guys today, and so I didn't. My glasses wouldn't glare up here. All right, let's continue on. Yes, I will talk next about CM Punk versus Lee Moriarty here, and yeah, I was excited for this match, and I think this match delivered on a lot of things. CM Punk gave Lee Moriarty plenty of opportunity to showcase himself, but also didn't necessarily like make himself define himself down. And honestly, people will say that like, hey, he's wrestled how long in a match, and that I really honestly truly believe that that's not a big deal at all in the grand scheme of things. I mean, Flair wrestled, I think, plenty of enhancement talent, and Lee Moriarty's not even an enhancement talent, but Flair wrestled plenty of enhancement talent too for a long time. And there was other established stars that would wrestle guys on the independent scene for a long time. Yeah, I don't think it's an issue. And this was a great match. Like, it was really good. And it finished, and then MJF came out and cut a very interesting promo where he, again, walks the edge, as he does, in a very unique way, because who has CM Punk referenced a lot since his return to wrestling? In his very first promo, he mentioned Britt Baker. 1 week ago, he mentioned Britt Baker. He's mentioned Britt Baker several times in this feud with MJF. So what does MJF do? He brings up Britt Baker, and says, you just want to get in Britt Baker's pants and you're one punk. Wow, I can't believe I said that right the first time. And, it adds stakes again because, it's good stuff. It's stuff you don't normally see. It's like, yeah, and MJF is very good at it. I said this last week, so this is a lot of repeat stuff, but heck, you can't beat it. You really can't. Let's see if you guys have any comments. Man, these contacts stink. Hey, Kevin, how are you? Thanks for joining. Good to see you again, and thanks for checking in with us. Bye to you too. Let's see. Steven says, looks like Punk versus Wardlow. Yes, they had a Punk. Wardlow had a squash match on there. So, yeah, I think that's going to be a good start. Wardlow has that badass finisher in the corner. I want to say it's like the Art of War or the Chaos of War or something like that, but just the knee to the face, the drop down knee to the face. Oh my gosh. Yikes. Oh man. Yeah. So that'll be a good start to it. And heck, you're building Wardlow's resume. Get some name stars like he has face like Cody Rhodes and now CM Punk. So yeah, I think it's beneficial overall for that. So very much agree with you, Steven. Let's see. All right. So I think that's basically it for this week. Sorry, it's very truncated. I'm sorry it is. I am very much under the weather. But please let me know if there's any topics you want me to cover here, and I will get onto it before I leave. I'll wait for a few questions if you have any, and I'll be happy to address them. In the meantime, let me just say, yes, check out my interview with Emily Heller that I just plugged with Mission Pro. That'll drop tomorrow. Drop today was an exclusive interview with Jonathan Gresham and the Emperor, Baron Black, who you've seen a lot on AEW Dark, Elevation, and I believe Dynamite as well when the pandemic struck. So, but they started a promotion called Terminus, based out of Atlanta. And it's very cool. They have some big names already coming in there, from Bandito to Jay Lethal to, I'm just coming up with the top of my head, Daniel Garcia, JDX, who has just an awesome, badass name. Very simple, very pro wrestling. And plenty more that are on the card too. That Janai Kai too, who faced Jade Cargill this week. She's on the card as well. And there's plenty of time to hype it. Moose as well is on the card too, from Impact Wrestling. So they have a a very good mix of talent. I don't want to spoil too much of the interview for you. They talk about their intention with the tagline "Modern Age Grappling," and they go into detail. So that'll make a lot of sense when you listen to the interview and see the talents that they're accruing here. And they also discuss the origins of the name Terminus, which is very interesting. Did it stem from The Walking Dead? I don't know. You got to listen to find out. Okay, let's see if you got any questions. Oh, Anthony Gogo wants to challenge Jake Paul. I would like that. Heck yeah. I would like him to knock Jake Paul the F out. F out. You know what? It's great you brought that up, Steven, because, heck, who got a whole bunch of cheers? When did this all start with Cody? Is like he started getting booed really greatly against Ogogo. So you have Ogogo return from his surgery and feud with a babyface Ogogo, feud with Cody. I think that's great stuff. I think that's real great stuff. And what a great start. You're building a new star. You're establishing Cody very much so as a heel, and you're getting him on the road to where he negs on the title promise that he made. So, or reneges on the title, that the promise that he made. So I think it's very cool that they're doing that. So, all right. Now, I have a new show on WrestleZone.com, and I'm very excited about it. It is called The Hot Tag. And if you're familiar with ESPN's Around the Horn, that is what the show is basically, is what it is. So no joke, the reason I got into writing, journalism, everything like that in college was because of Around the Horn. I wanted to be a sports writer, and I wanted to cover sports and do stuff like this. So what's very funny, and this is the first story, this is the first time telling it to a live audience, but my freshman year at college, Clarion University, alma mater of Kurt Angle, Clarion University, my first year there, in my journalism class, one of them, the assignment was to interview someone in the profession. So what did I do? I looked up the Denver Post, and I got a hold of Woody Page's contact information. I believe I sent him an email. And I gave him my information. I was like, this is 17. Oh my God. What is it? Oh, am I going to be upset to think of how old I am right now? 2003. 2003 is, oh no, 19 years ago? No, that can't be right. Is it? In mid-19 years? No, I hope not. I really hope not. No, it isn't. Yeah, it is. Dang it. It is. It's 19 years ago. 19 years ago, I left this email, and I was in the dorms, freshman guy in the dorms. I looked very different, long hair, braces, everything like that. I'm setting up this whole story. Steven, real quick, the hot tag is taped. It's taped. So these can be a little bit more evergreen topics that we'll cover. Maybe at some point we'll do a live one. I wanted to start these off as taped because I knew it was going to take a lot of editing and fixing up the first episode and stuff like that. So I didn't want to put myself under the pressure of getting it done right away and everything like that. I still had to create everything for it. So maybe at some point. Anywho, I'm in the dorm rooms. I'm on the bottom bunk. I get a phone call. I'm passed out after class, taking a nap on the landline, mind you. And I get a phone call and it's ringing. I have to run over to my door where the phone is and grab the phone. I drop the phone. It falls through the laundry bar on the door. And I literally took the phone call, laying down on the floor in my underwear, talking with Woody Page on the phone. And Woody Page was one of the stalwarts of Around the Horn for such a long time. And so I was just, that was my first interview ever. Wow. How about that? That just dawned on me basically. So yeah, there it was. And now here we are with Hot Tag. It'll drop tomorrow. So be on the lookout at WrestleZone.com for the Hot Tag. I'm hoping it's literally going to be the hottest new show. Well, not hottest literally, because that would mean it would be like temperature wise and maybe potentially on fire like Cody. So I want it to be the hottest show going right now. We'll see, because I'm getting personalities. We have on the first episode, John Alba from Allied Free Shows. We have Kate Hensler of Fightful, who was a guest on this show. She Wally pipped Marcus on Two Dynamite Dudes. We also have Mercenary himself, and also, he is also part of WrestleZone, Robert D. Felice. And then finally, we have Connor Casey of comicbook.com. All 4 of those guys and gals were great. They did an awesome job. I couldn't be happier with the first episode. So be on the lookout for that. Now, I will say we might have to wait till next, a week after the next, to get episode 2, because like I said, I'm going to Vegas, and it might be a little tough for me to do the second episode while I'm there. So, but tell me what you think. Hit me up on Twitter at Dominic DeAngelo. Oh, you need me on there to be hot. That's probably a good point. Yes. Yes, you can hit me up on Twitter at Dominic DeAngelo. You can hit WrestleZone on Twitter at WrestleZone.com. You can follow the Hot Tag if you'd like on Twitter at the Hot Tag Show. I made a Twitter account for that. And follow my degenerate brother, who is not here, at Marcus P. DeAngelo. And also, hey, check out adfreeshows.com. That's why he's not here, and he's doing a great job at it. So, and they have great content there. So check that out. Hey, guys, I want to thank you. You know, I know your Twitter. I know. This is for everybody else, that shit. But I want to thank you guys for weathering the storm here with me, and hopefully being understanding that I'm just under the weather and I'm not feeling good. But yeah, because I would do it in my office, but it's cold in my office. I don't need to be any more colder than I already am. So I thank you guys. And maybe in some form or fashion, I'll see you next week too. So keep tuned on to who? Oh, 2 Dynamite dudes on the Rampage. See you guys. Thank you.